right? So I think how we gonna start this is just like, man, we see the charts, bro. We want to get a piece of it. What the heck is going on here, right? There's a few key things we can start with, and just like what's going on around the world, right? This is how governments make money. This is how big banks make money. This is how everybody who got millions and billions are moving their monies around, right? So what's really making this happen right here? We can see obviously the candlesticks are all going up, but what's really driving it, right? A few key things. Right now, the U.S. is printing trillions of dollars. They're in their what quantitative, whatever where they're printing, right? China is stopped all their exporting of metals, of silver, of gold, and I'll get into why they're doing that. Russia is still having some weird ties and wars where it just kind of affects they're making moves, right? Russia's not like out of it when Trump and the United States just took Venezuela's president, right? Not only was that a huge move, because when was the last time you hear a country's president being kidnapped? But also, they were the number one country for the oils reserves, right? So being able to just take billions and billions of oils, right? That affected the oil market and prices. But not only that, it stopped foreign countries from being able to tie into it and all this and that. So now they got to find a way to keep capitalizing off of their oil. Plus, now that they realize, okay, the U.S. just took control of all of that, we need to still stay in the game and take control of what we can when it comes to like AI, technology, chips, and those RAMs to build, all those robotics building, all those next level AI data centers, databases, all that stuff. What's going to keep those things running, right? And everything you have in our computers right now, on our phones, watches, there's a bunch of silver, gold, all that good stuff, right? So there's really gold and silver in all our technology. We need that stuff to be able to build and just have all that technology. So right now they're realizing, okay, this is like crucial for what we need right now. We can't let people take more than what we got of those. Outside of that, what was a few more things going on? What is a few more things driving gold? I mean, right now the U.S. dollar is tanking. So we look at the dollar. I'm on the monthly chart, right? So every candlestick is gonna be worth a whole month. I like marking up the dollar. I ain't gonna delete nothing. You can see that red line, bro, all the way from this top. Phew. We got some more people joining in. Welcome in, welcome in. So right now we're just looking at the dollar right now. They said they had its worst week recently. Um, Dollar's not doing too healthy. It's not like at its worst, but it's not making a huge move like gold or anything else, right? So we're not gonna get too deep into it. We can see literally at the levels that it was at 1990s. Welcome in, y'all. So literally the value of the dollar is the same it was in the 1990s, but still everything else is going up within prices. All right, so we got a lot of things that's driving gold, right? Gold and the dollar likes to move the opposite direction. So dollar's moving down, gold's moving up. Dollar's moving up, gold is likely to move down. And that's outside of interest rates we're going to talk about. That's outside of all those little things that could happen within US dollar that really drives it. Oh, that's the futures gold. All right, so we'll get into futures about how to use that. We're going to look at Top Step for today. Make sure everyone knows how to at least um, get an account, how to trade it, what's the different, what are you really aiming for, how do contracts work, all that good stuff. I'm gonna mark up and just kind of analyze gold for today. There's really no better thing to look for buys, right? Like if you see prices obviously an uptrend, you won't do nothing but try to buy it. I'm gonna look closer. You can shit. There may be a couple that still do options. She's on futures too. my levels at? Where's my levels? There it goes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So regardless if you're in options, forex, um, futures is the one that I think everyone can kind of collaborate in that middle ground with. So right now, right here, I got just those all those blue lines, at least up here, is just major psychological key levels, right? 4,000 exact, 4,250, 4.5, 4,750, 5K. Weekly, the last red candle was all the way down here, right? So what we got last week of December, and it's been on upspring for last month, right? So price probably opened up here around on December, came up here for that high of December, closed down here on December. So even last month's high is about right here. So price everyone to come back for last month's high. This is gonna be that area that it will target. So we'll just kind of expand that out. I'm not going to uh title or nothing. I want to keep going in. So now, bro, last week I was literally just talking to Mackin about this. So last week, let me delete this. This is the daily chart now of gold. So this is where price closed last Friday. About it was like 4,994, right? It closed on Friday. Now with 5K being like a major psychological level, right? Where like people this could really been a whole resistance to where price could shoot back down for 4,500, right? And just play in between these levels. What price does with psychological level, it got to target those and move in between them, right? Even if it's like the halfway point, that's what price is going to do with those. So the fact that price closed right below 5K, opened up this week, Sunday, above, has yet to even retest it, right? Opened up here, came down, and it's still moving up. We're still on that first candle of the week. It's staying above this psychological level, right? So this is basically going to be a new week opening gap. How you can play a new week opening gap in WOG is basically, in a sense, if you know what fair value gap, you know what imbalance is. It's going to play the same thing. Now, this handles as a support, right? We want to see if we're looking for retest, we see price acting choppy, acting bearish. We want to see price actually get into it to at least the 50% and go back up. We know if price closes, breaks down and start to close below it, then we can know that price is going to look for another level, another more liquidity, another imbalance below to the target for it. Right now, since it's open above and all that, this is going to it's going to close since it's a new week opening gap. So it's going to have to close here, take some of this, and keep going up. So this week, since we're on a daily chart, right? This is not me predicting. This is just giving me a scenario, giving y'all a scenario, right? Could kind of play up in here for the week. Where's Friday? All right, so this is Friday. Try to close that. Oh gosh. Monday, right? It can so this week may be bullish, but the next week it can start to retest this level. We may see that with it. I really think this week probably will be hella bullish, but next week can start to retest this level. It may even wick below, right? Where it has like a wick below and it doesn't fully close. It may have that here, but if it doesn't close below this level, at least on a higher time frame, I would say the lowest you can really go for it on a new week opening gap is maybe the 4 hour. If we don't see it closing below this level, anything lower than a 4 hour, then we can expect it to continue bullish, right? In the sense of because gold is just so mother effing bullish that damn near any pullback where price is starting to go down is an area where you want to look for entries. Right, 4 hour is a little bit harder. So this one's marked up because it's basically another imbalance, right? Taking it from this low to this high here because all this is open price, right? Price never got into this range. It shot up just like a regular fair value gap. That's where this markup comes from. All right, but I didn't want to get too confusing with that one. So that's all marked out so I could just expand, see how price, if price ever wants to play into this balance range, which is technically like, it's technically like a support, but it also draws, it's going to draw price if price looks to go in that direction. The sellers ever take control of the market, that's the direction, that's the area it can look to go for, where you can like, okay, this may be where sellers start to lose control of the market and start to leave the market. So for, we'll keep going in 4 hour. That's just really what you see there. We can look for more areas. I'll talk about liquidity maybe later. I want to make sure we get into futures. So this is all on a forex chart, but we'll talk about futures here in a second. We can see Doge here. We can see a lot of areas. Honestly, until price break below 5,000, I ain't worried about nothing that's going on below 5K, right? We can look for levels like that. I don't care how low it goes. I'm gonna still be bullish for a while, okay? Until it shows me some bullish structure on like the daily or the weekly where it's like, okay, it's looking like it needs a reverse. I'm hearing things in like around the world to say, okay, gold is starting to slow down. We're gonna look for buys. We're going to keep going with the trend, keep looking for buys, always be trying to position ourselves to where we can just hold, right? Not have to go so many short positions. With futures now, having each day, we may have a bearish day or even a bearish week and still be able to take those sells but buy it for the rest. Have them know that the overall trend is going to be bullish. I'm gonna go a little bit further, then I'll pause for a second, make sure everyone comprehending questions, and then we'll get into futures. So now we're on the hourly chart. Price is starting to play out, or not play out, go a little bit sideways. But we can see there's certain levels where like it want to be horrible to kind of enter. Right now it's getting all these wicks. That could be considered like a sell side of liquidity. Right, we could look for that. We have this price range where it's open. We got into this nether fair value gap here. So these are all levels we could see it drop down to, right? If price gets around here, you don't just want to buy off the bearish candle, right? Like if it came down here, you wouldn't want to just buy because price is all the way down here. I'm gonna draw a line to make sure we know where we're at, right? So this is Monday, right? You want to go to the lower time frame, see where does it start to go from that bearish to that bullish, right? So because it say, okay, you're looking at price from here and you see it start to going down. You see this green candle, you want to be like, okay, it's time to buy, right? That's how they're trying to fake you out. Yeah, you could possibly enter a buy here, right? After you see that green candle, but you still got all this drawdown. It's trying to take those impatient mugs that don't really know nothing but rather than just trying to catch it off those little candles. So how you would do it, right? You would want to do more than just looking at just if it's a green or red candle. This had a long wick. This green one had a long wick here, showing that sellers are still in the market, still dragging it down. Right. This one engulfed that whole one. This one right here, where it's super long wick but has a small body like that. That's showing okay, sellers are starting to die out. So now you want to see green candle that takes over this one. This one was another red one, still not ready to enter. This one had another long wick, shorter body. It did close above where that one last opened up on. So where I would go into the 5 minute from the 15-minute chart, really see deeper into okay, we got wick, 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 another wick. Sellers are struggling to get lower than this price right here. Like price cannot close below this for the last damn near hour and a half right there. So right there, once that green candle formed, I will look for on the 5 minute look for entries about right there, right it up to either where you see more wicks and liquidity above, if you're comfortable with it, because of how gold's moving, right? If you're entering around this area, I would just go off of like, okay, these are where buyers are struggling to take price higher. There's another little look right there. I will either aim for there, aim for here, where you're comfortable at with your where you're leveraging, where you're making that profit for the day, right? You may only need this much of profit from this candlestick to about this level here to really take over. Y'all have any questions? I hear some people. Everything making sense so far for y'all? Cool, cool, cool. So look, price is over here now. We got some like back and forth here. Price did close above this level right here, so this is no longer like open liquidity like price can't touch. Right now, currently, we got this long wick here. Okay, okay, cool, cool, cool. All right. So to finish what I see here on gold, um, not to get too confused, and we got gold now started to retrace, right? So just because it's fallen, this isn't like reversal, right? This isn't like, yes, you can enter a sell position, capitalize off this, right? It's starting to kind of die out. It got a new high for the day, closed for a new high, starting to drop down. Um, we got multiple levels we can look for here to enter off of buys, kind of like this area. Candlesticks I'm looking at is definitely going to be this one, which it looks like it's playing off. If I enter, I'll show y'all where I'm entering. So these are all levels we want to see price reach and then start to go bullish, right? Create that bullish structure. And then uh, from the 5 minute, that's where we'll see entries, right? So right now, I don't see entry point. I want to enter a buy. I'm only looking for buys, right? So no matter how far this sells, no matter how long it sells, or how much structure it sells, how much it retests go down, I'm only gonna be looking for buys. So until it reaches these levels, we'll see what it want to do. And it could look something like this, right? Yeah, we got kind of like uh look for those higher highs, higher lows, which is kind of forming right here, right? Almost each candlestick, right, is going to have some type of price where it just this one I like because it's a little bit engulfing over here. It left this little gap right here where price didn't touch it. And then it became inverted where price didn't touch the zone right here. Right, right here, price got touched by this one, right? Yeah. So this candlestick was like closed over here. Price. This candlestick touched all this body over here, but right here, it's all open skin. Right here, that's where you can see that retest. Even if we drag that out, right from that body right there, this is how I like to trade, right, with those bodies. Yeah, price came right back for the area. 815. So what's up with that 8 a.m. candle? That's actually going to be about New York Open. Um, it looks like share this tab. Wednesday is going to be the only day where there's news around this time. 1 p.m. is 12 for me right now. FOMC plus the fund rates. So Wednesday is the day we're going to look for volatility. Probably hop on in that later afternoon. If you're on any trades before this, yeah, that's going to be some movement right there. So there's most definitely. Hell yeah, yeah, bro. When FOMC comes around, we'll see what I want to bring. I like to trade either if I honestly I've been doing this so long that like I can almost predict exactly what news is going to be, right? Like you just know, okay, this is going to be bullish red folders, and I'll literally enter a buy before that mug. It's a bit of a gamble because you don't actually know, but like you can damn near basically know news, and that motherfucker that I'm telling you that'll be some quick TP stacks. I like how this candle is forming on 5 minute. It's starting to engulf this one, engulfing where just basically it's a larger body than the previous candle. But I want to see how that close. We have this whole open area here, right? And this one, this is almost an order block. We'll kind of get into that. Is where the last down candle is taken over by a huge up candle, or the last up candle taken over by a huge down candle. But we have all this open price here. We're going to see how it wants to play off of that area. Is it going to reject this? Is it going to close above? That's what we'll look for. So in this meantime, right, I'm gonna end this. So this was just basically what we're looking for gold. We didn't find any exact entries, right? But we only went down to the 5 minute. If we went to the 1 minute, we could, but that'd be pretty very sniper. Be very act. Be we'll see a lot of candles. Anyways, with all this price within this range here, now we're starting to range. You see, price is starting to range. That's about last night. Right, we're all within this area, so we got to find moves to make sure price is not going to just keep bouncing back within this area. So that's what we're gonna look for forward. Silver is a little bit similar. It kind of lags behind. Like, dude, silver don't fucking stop. We just look at the hour, bro. Like that motherfucker don't stop, bro. This is why I like silver, bro. It's just calmer, bro. Just calm. I think so. The thing about silver and gold is just there's a lot of traders and people trying to capitalize off of gold right now, right? So many people have been screaming gold, gold, gold. So when people start to scream something, everybody eyes go to that, and then that's when it starts to like not be good for no more, right? You want to be before the news and hits, right? You want to be before the headlines, right? You don't want to buy into Tesla when Tesla's already worth billions and trillions, right? Like you want to be in there before it goes up. So now that gold is trying to get all that noise, it's trying to shake motherfuckers out. They're trying to shake motherfucker out. You don't hear too much about silver. Plus, silver already lags behind. So somebody probably screaming silver, but like silver is just like that sneaky mode that just. I said, bro, if price ever reaches this line within 2026, this is gonna be a strong buy. If price ever reaches this level, I was gonna buy that motherfucker. So right now, gold is playing between levels. So there's no immediate entry. I'm gonna end this video. I've been recording for the last about 30 minutes. This is gonna be video one.